Hi people, welcome back to One Mom channel, a platform where we advocate for children-friendly cities as well as offer personalized evidence-based tips and guides on parenting. And if you're still not subscribed to this channel, you're missing out on a lot of things. So kindly do so by hitting the subscription box below and let's journey together through parenting. On today's video, actually it's a series that I want to start that I'll be covering in the next couple of weeks. It's about brain development. I used to think that intelligence comes from the mother. It's true, it's scientifically correct. But you can always manipulate how a baby's brain develops. And of course, that's why I'm very passionate about nutrition and how you feed your baby to ensure that they're healthy. Because the number one thing that you need to do is to ensure that your baby or you feed the brain with proper nutrition, that your baby is able to get proper nutrients, that is proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates, minerals, and all the vitamins that they need for to help their body develop. If they're stunted, then definitely even the brain is going to be stunted. But I know we've been doing a lot of nutrition stuff, so I know that one you're already at par. But now I also want to tell you more things or more activities that you can be doing with your baby to ensure that they are able to improve their judgment and make sure that they're able to make decisions very fast and become smart people. That's what you want. I mean you want very intelligent children. And so when I discovered that actually the way I read with my baby can affect that, I made it a deliberate effort to create time and do that every day, like do an activity with my baby that just it's not just fun, that will not always help us bond but also help the brain develop. And our first one was actually coloring. So coloring was so, number one, it's something children love colors. If you have to imagine of any children's space, when it's a nursery school, even the bedrooms at home, or any play spaces for children, even children in hospitals, you always get a lot of colors. So children have a way of just perceiving the colors and make them feel happy and more vibrant, and they want to be in that space. They don't like plain spaces that are boring. So how can you actually use that coloring to help their brains develop? So, but before we go to how you can do it, I want us to talk about why it's so important to teach your child how to color. Don't wait until they go to school, because some of us wait, oh, they'll do these things in school. But actually, kids can start from even 1 year old. They don't have to be perfect at sketching and doing it properly. But as long as they're doing it, it's helped their brain learn a lot of things. So number one, why it's so important to teach your child how to color, you improve their memory. First of all, they're able to recognize the colors. They're able to know, okay, this is color red, this is color blue, like they're able to identify the colors. Then number two, they also identify objects by colors. Like if they are learning about vegetables in the kitchen, they'll be like, oh, this is color green. So next time you can even now sketch a specific thing on a piece of paper and then tell them to color that color. So they learn even vocabularies because they'll be able to know, okay, this is color green, this is color pink, this is color brown. So even as you take a walk or interacting in space, even when you're dressing them, they're able to identify the colors that they're actually wearing. And that's why you started noticing, like, my baby loves pink. I think it's something with all girls, but they start identifying the colors of the clothes and they start being selective. They prefer wearing some things and not others just because they feel more comfortable. They relate with that color more. Then the other thing is that it helps them with concentration. I don't know whether you've learned that children can be very impatient, and I mean, that's how they are. And to make sure that to increase the concentration span of a child, painting or coloring is actually one of the ways in which you can help a baby sit down for over 10 to 15 minutes in one spot, coloring and enjoying themselves without even disrupting you. So if you're that kind of mom who want to have some me time space like I do sometimes, you can obviously have that, or you can go to the washroom alone, because sometimes they follow us there. So if you want to train your child how to concentrate and focus on things, then coloring is actually one of the best thing to do. Just buy for them those materials, and I'm going to be showing you shortly. Then the other thing that they do, they're able to learn how to coordinate their hand, eye, and muscles, and even their hands, eye coordination. Like they know, where do I actually put my pencil? You can think that is something that is obvious. It's not obvious. Yeah. So the moment you start coloring, they're able to know, okay, I want to color within a circle or within a line. So they're able to coordinate their hand. My hand should not go outside. this specific line. And that way your child is able to coordinate their muscles. The other aspect that I've not talked about is it's actually an introduction to writing. At the end of the day, these children will have to be literate. I mean, we are not going backwards where you keep your children at home. They have to learn how to hold a pencil. And actually, there's no better way to train your children how to write than through coloring. They start with coloring, then they can now be able to grasp a pencil, and then they can be able to write something, a letter or something like that. Then actually, like I mentioned, if you want them to learn how to talk fast, just even colors is one thing, because the moment they know there are over 10 colors, then you can imagine per day you can start having a conversation. What color is your cup? Then she'll start saying, responding back, and eventually a baby learns, increases their vocabulary. But most importantly is for brain development. Their baby is able to, they're able to retain the color names, that this is color pink, and they remember it. And that again, you're just stretching the muscles, the brain muscle, to remember things. So how do you actually start doing that at home? I know most of us are very excited to start buying coloring book. I was one of those moms, actually. I had bought so many. I remember there's a time I went to Nairobi CBD and I spent over 2K buying painting books on the street. I bought so many of them. And then I came to realize if I do it, that's why I'm doing these videos, to help you avoid some of the mistakes that I did and also make you do some of the things that I did better, like be better than how I did it. So when I bought a lot of books, and I'm going to be showing you, and she started painting. And what I realized, because this is a very fast book, it has like very simple structures, very simple design. And as you can see, it's already installed. This book is about almost 2 years old now. This was like the very first book. And she would like scribble, she would get angry, tantrums, and she would tear the book. You can see it doesn't even have a cover, but I decided to keep the pieces together for future reference. And like this is how she started. I don't know whether you can see it clearly. It was not clear though. She would just like run through crayons and nothing serious. Some pages she didn't like the mouse, so she refused to do it. She loved the cheek, and at least she could pay. No, this was actually later on, but as you can see, it wasn't perfect. She couldn't keep outside the line. Then I noticed, okay, I'm wasting these books, they're expensive, so how can I actually start with basics? So this is a free advice. So instead of, first of all, getting the books are good, they're very educative, they have a variety of shapes and patterns, and your baby is going to love them. And some of them, like you can see, this one has it has direction on how a child is going to color. Instead of going that way, you can just use plain papers. I use books or any, like this, a printing paper, and then I'll just draw. I'll make for her colors and shapes, because at that time she already knew some shapes, like she loves triangle and heart and oval. So just do those shapes and then give her the crayons, and then just I instruct her, please do not paint within the line. We even have a song for it, paint within the lines. And anyway, we can do the songs later on, but I hope you get the point. So instead of wasting your coloring books for fast, or before you go to this is when maybe now she's more mature and she can do better. Instead of doing that, use papers, because you'll actually waste a lot of them. I actually even stopped using this, and like when you buy milk in cartons, and then I never throw them away. We have to utilize them. So I would just, using a felt pen, I do my shapes, and then she would just color, because she's just learning. As you can tell, like she would go way beyond the lines. So you want to make sure that by the time you're going to the books, she's already good. So please start with that. Then the other thing that I also learned is the painting, the colorings that you use to, or what you need to actually start painting. Our first thing that we bought, this actually was the first one. We still have it almost 2 years later. This was so nice. It came in a casing, and you can get it in this supermarket. They're so cheap. I think like 200 bob. And so it comes with one brush. Then we came to realize that actually that brush will just disappear. So what I discovered, this is good. I keep it for, even right now, we kind of sometimes use it for mixing colors and all that. It was pretty nice. But I came to realize these are actually better. Like you buy this one that you can actually use for a very long time. But I wouldn't advise you to first start with painting, start with crayons. And crayons also comes with a lot of varieties. There's one I bought. I don't have a piece right now, but the ones that you kind of peel, they are short, like they are this long, but they disappeared within 1 month. I could not trace one of them. They break easily, and you will keep buying them. So I discovered this. It's a process, it's a journey. Then I discovered this. These ones actually, these ones have lasted longer because they're longer. You can easily find them, even if they disappear. They're longer. You get them easily, and then you'll have to sharpen, which works. It's pretty okay, but I don't like the dark. So actually, this was given by my friend Jackie. If you're watching this, thank you for the gift. So I just discovered this actually last weekend when my friend brought me this, and this you don't have to sharpen. You just need to like rotate like that, and a baby can just adjust. And she loves them, by the way. She loves coloring with these ones. It's her current favorite. So if you don't want that kind of mess, so this is a better alternative. The pencil kind of work. So you want to start with these ones first before you go to painting with the colors. So at least once they have an idea, because colors can be a bit messy. So when now you're working with colors, you have, like I mentioned, this was the very first one I bought. It was okay, but it came with only one brush, and I realized that it's not adequate. So I bought a whole packet, several packets actually of paint, of brushes. And so this is what we've been using. So I hide, like as you can see, these are still new. So I've removed just 4 brushes, and then she can be using that once they're done painting with the nanny, or even when I'm the one doing it with her. We clean them up and we keep them nicely for future reference. So this is just for future use, you never know when they lose them. Then, so what we do, I discovered this. Instead of buying those colors that you have to, I need to get, there's a container that I saw, and if you have, I can get one, please tag me down below so that I can purchase one. There's a mixing thing, container for colors that I need to get one for my daughter. But in the meantime, we're using this or some other small bottle tops that we use for mixing the color. So these ones are almost a year old. So for example, this is amber. So I'll just like open it. Oh, this is not even opened. So it seems like that's not her favorite color. I picked the one that she doesn't use a lot because she might be painting in the course of the day. Again, this is not open. This is violet. So just put a drop of paint there, and then give her the brushes, and then she's going to paint. And they do a lot of good stuff. So you again start with papers. Doesn't have to. It's not so good. It's because it's not absorbent and everything, but it works. Now, the moment they are good enough, they can paint, they can color. Now you can go to books. We have quite a lot. We have over almost 10 books right now so far. We have over 10 books that she has painted. These are just few. Again, these are, I just picked the ones she doesn't like. This one is, she's already done coloring. This one is Neo. She got it from a friend. Thank you, Jackie, again. And even this she got from my sister-in-law, Sunny. Thank you so much for getting that book. As you can see, this is Neo. This is what she did yesterday. Right now, okay, she's not coloring as essentially they're supposed to color, like refer to this uh, uh, picture and then color the same. But right now, I'm not worried about that. For me, it's her coloring within the lines. She's improving, as you can see. This is not the same as where she started over 1 year ago. Now she's better off. She can be able to paint at least within the circle. She can be able to at least mix 2 or 3 different paints. And that way I can be able to monitor growth. So that's it, guys. So just start. You don't have to have a lot of things. You can just buy a normal book. Sometimes I just use like this book, like I mentioned, just tear a page or the milk cartons, draw a shape. I think any mom can be able to draw as long as you've been to school. Draw any shape, draw for her, sometimes girls, boys, or anything that she likes, dolls, cats. Tell her to paint and just do it with her. In fact, what I do, I always make 2, like I make one for myself or one for the nanny. They have study time in the course of the day when I'm not at home. So they will do this. I'll like leave this assignment to them. I call it homework. So I'll leave it. So they will color in the course of the day. And then I'll actually come home and say, okay, she's improving. And then maybe we can do it. And that way you're able to bond. So it's not always about television, by the way. You have to make some of these deliberate efforts. And that's it, guys. And as I said, in this series, we'll be talking a lot about educational things. So, whether if you want to purchase this is my current favorite because they're not messy. Sometimes colors need your patience. They are quite messy, so you really need to be prepared for it. And again, you have to be very patient. They don't color always inside the box as you expect, depending on the retention of your baby. But be patient, learn. It's a journey. So be patient. If it's the paint, if you then even if she doesn't do it, keep encouraging. Oh, you're doing this is a beautiful picture. In fact, there's one I've been in her room and she loves it. I mean, she just feels like she has done something. And yeah, so this is color, it's called Color King. So if you would like to get them, you can get them, I think, in any shop that they sell children things. I think this is really awesome. I have loved it, so highly recommend. So all the best in that. Please, if you're doing a lot of painting, send us some of those photos. We'd love to see. And all the best in your painting. Have fun, have fun. And like I said, this is going to be a series. Once you're done painting, what else? Does she know the alphabet? So I'll be sharing some of the activity things that I do with baby, like writing practice. You don't have to wait until they go to school. uh, this is and because you do this for brain development, not because you want them to be number one. Being number one is good, yes, but you want them to have high judgment. For me, that's what I look for. I do it for brain development. I know sometimes I would get a lot of my friends saying, "Oh, why are you stressing your baby? Let her just watch TV." But for me, I'm like, no, I have to create time to teach my daughter because it's just not for school purposes, not for her to just pass. But do you know actually brain develops within 0 to 1,000 days? That's when the over 70% of the brain develop during that time. 0 to 3 years. No, you can imagine. And that's the time they have not gone to school. But you still have a window up to like 7 years. I need to confirm that. Maybe in the next video I'll do a proper explanation on that. So if you have to ensure that your baby is sharp and it doesn't develop when they go to boarding school from 7 years. And that's why you need to invest in a good nursery school because that's when their brain is shaped. So don't wait until your child goes to school. Start doing simple things. And let's catch up next week as we do this alphabets and how you're able to teach them. We have these guys. So all the best and thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up down there and also subscribe. Share this with your friends and let's always hook up next time. Bye bye. Share those photos of those babies painting. I'll be happy to see them. Thank you. See you and have a beautiful week.